We'll start in 5 minutes. Start with you. Start with you. Hang tight, Greg. Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to the Enhanced Sports Show. My name is Lou Tenor, and it's a pleasant Saturday afternoon in the New Jersey area. I want to thank all of you for coming in. Greg, come back when you can. Yeah, boy. All right. First order of business, our list of shows. Russell McGee, who follows this fine show, will be in at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays. And Kevin Dixon will be on his show Monday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. during football season, 7 to 9 after football season. Remember, the number to call is 512-543-4662. Once again, 512-543-4662. And you can check us out on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in the enhancedsportsshow.com and you'll hear the show in its entirety. All right, let me bring my crew in before everybody hangs up and unmute myself. Oh, boy. All right. Come in, Steve Davidson. All right, Steve Kent. Mike. Alan. And from Sterling, Virginia, can I have your name, please? Would you repeat that again, please? I couldn't hear you. All right. Well, in any case, all right. So we got a lot to discuss about. We are deeply now in the baseball playoff season as the World Series has begun last night. Good news is the Yankees are in, but after last night, oh boy, what a disaster. Let's back up though a minute because to go back to the how we got there in the first place. As we left the show last Saturday, the Yankees got into the World Series thanks to Giancarlo Stanton. I want to talk about it. He has 3-run home run in the 10th with a crushing blow as they beat the Guardians 5-2, claiming their 41st American League title. Thank goodness. Tie at 2 in the 10th. Sato came up with a 2-on-2 fastball on the seventh pitch at bat by Hunter Gaddis. Sato got high on the fastball. He often hunts for the ball and puts a pennant hitting swing on it. The only thing about it is that I wish it would have been done at home and not on the road because the crowd's behind you, the Aurora, the crowd, and everything at home, and it just has a better atmosphere to it than when you're on the road to clinch a pennant. Oh well, get what you can take. That gave the Yankees a 3-1 lead. Luke Weaver worked the bottom of the 10th to preserve the save and now face the Dodgers. For a time, it seemed like the Guardians would prevail and send the series back to New York for Game 6. The Guardians, though, were up 2-0 in the sixth. The Guardians star Tanner Bibby was on the brink of working out of a jam. He just include a double play off the bat of Aaron Judge as a potential tying swing. Stanton worked a full count against Bibby and did a misplaced changeup. It was a game tying blast at a 446 speed that at the bat at 117 miles an hour. It was Stanton's fifth home run of the postseason and fourth in this series alone. It was the 16th career postseason home run, all with the Yankees. Also of note that it was Stanton's homer that chased Bibby out of the ball game and turned over to an overworked Guardians bullpen. And speaking of the bullpen, Gaddis made his fourth appearance of the series and eighth of the postseason when he allowed the game-changing home run to Sato and Sato secured the final in right field. So there you are. That's how we got there. Now, as of last night, oh boy. Well, I mean, it was a great game. I did not expect it to go, exactly like that. Believe me, I didn't. But the game was well pitched as expected. It was well pitched as expected, and I said won it at home. I said okay. I said won it at home, guys, not lost at home. So anyway, it was a very intense game, down to 2-2 in the 10th, and it looked like we were going to have it, because it looked like it was going to be, once we got that lead in the 10th, I thought maybe, we would have enough to overtake it and win game one. But unfortunately, that did not go as well as I thought it would. Oh, what did it ever? So to continue on here. Oh, it's not coming up. But came up in the 10th inning. We had lead in the 10th inning, and then now why would you take a pitcher though that hasn't pitched in over a month to load the bases up and to bring in Freeman though, who with one swing of the bat pitched a grand salami and lost it for us, and the Dodgers won the game one. Can anybody tell me that has got to be one of the dumbest moves you can possibly make? Why would you put a guy in though that hasn't pitched in over a month? Yeah, go ahead, Steve. Yeah, yeah, hmm right. That's what I'm saying. Oh, will be for sure. Yeah, I mean, Boone made the bonehead play of the series by playing him in, and that was not a smart move. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me get Alan's thoughts first. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yes. 15. Right. That's all right. It's okay. I get it. Um, Alex, Da- Dana, your thoughts on Fox? No, it's on Fox. All games are on Fox. In fact, I'll run down the schedule for you right now. Yes. Last night was game one. Tonight will be game two. They'll travel to New York tomorrow. Games three, four, and five will be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Then fly back to LA if necessary for game six and seven. So, yes, so at least 2028. So, you know, that's how it works. But of course, that's games five, six, and seven if necessary. I'm not looking this to be a four-game series, guys. No way. I mean, you have the two best teams, the two best hitters, and two best pitchers, who I think are going to make a good series out of this. I wasn't counting the Yankees out. I had a bad feeling though that the Dodgers were going to win Game One. They're comfortable at home. The Yankees, I thought, were going to be a little bit, you know, a little sluggish after having a long layoff. That's what usually happens. So I did expect the Dodgers to win, but I didn't expect it to be like a moment like that. I mean, a game winning home run, and you point a pitcher that hasn't pitched in over 30 days. Not a smart move. And then you load the bases up, and then that happens. No, that is definitely a way to lose a game. And Boone's reputation is now on the line if it's not shot already. So he better do some other quick thinking in late game situations if he's going to have, to win this game. So I did not expect the Yankees to win, although it would have been great if they did. If that interference call was not called a double, we might have would have won that game. That Jeffrey Mayer's third cousin, who was caused the incident. You get the idea. You know, caught the ball and they ruled it ground double. They first thought it was a home run, but then looking at the replay, the officiating crew quickly changed his mind and was ruled a double. Unfortunately, we couldn't cash in anything off of that. If that was a home run, that might have been the game winner for us, and we wouldn't be in this mess right now. So all because no, that's stupid. Yeah, If we do win tonight, we can't win it at home. That's the thing. We have to win this game tonight if we're going to assure ourselves a win at home. Yeah, yeah. So to bring up that mess from game one rather, I should say, the game was tied at two in the top of the ninth. It would turn out to be a 6-3 win for the Dodgers. Ick. The Yankees' Gilbert Torres drove a Michael Kopech fastball down to the wall, left center field. To the eye, it looked like a home run. At first, I thought it was a home run, and I was getting happy about it. Well, and that turned to grief after that. But the umpires quickly ruled a ground rule double as a Dodgers fan interfered with a ball in play. Thanks a lot, jerk. The fan dressed in Dodger gear, yuck, appeared to reach over the outfield fence and over the play over the field of play to catch the drive off the bat of Torres. The call was upheld on replay, and Torres was placed at second base. By appearances, that looked to be an extra base hit and not a home run because Dodgers left-hander Teoscar Hernandez was not in position to make the play and not a home run because it very much appeared that the fan reached out of the field to make the play and make the catch. Thanks a lot, idiot. Ugh, unreal. I thought it was going to be a home run, but it wasn't. So here's the explanation of how this works. So if you follow along, let me get rid of that thing over here. Okay, any kind of playoff fan interference dispute involving the Yankees. Well, that's been done before because they had it back in 1996, as you all know. There was. I thought I had more information on that. Yeah. Okay. In every case, a spectator of interference with a bat or thrown ball, the ball shall be declared dead, and the base runners can be placed when the umpire determines they would have been without the interference. When a spectator clearly prevents a fielder from catching a fly ball by reaching onto the outfield to play, the batter shall be ruled out. But no interference is called if a spectator comes in contact with a batted or thrown ball without reaching into the field of play, even if a fielder might have caught the ball and the spectator not been there. So luckily for the Dodgers and unluckily for the Yankees, Aaron Judge popped out, popped out throughout the inning, and Torres was stranded. So no damage done to the Dodgers. Could have been a break for us. Any kind of playoff interference dispute involving the Yankees in a high stakes October contest will no doubt drag howling from the vaults. Memories of Jeffrey Mayer, Derek Jeter, and the Orioles in the 1986 ALCS. And by the way, that was a spectacular catch, though, uh, later in the game. Kind of reminds you of Jeter's catch from 2004 against the Red Sox. Anybody recall that? Because that was a spectacular catch as well. Any thoughts on that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. They should. You're right. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Just our rotten luck. Yeah. So game two is tonight. So but let me get into predictions here. Uh Mike, who do you think is gonna win and how many games do you think it'll take? Mike? Hold on. Okay, let me ask Steve to answer first. Steve, how many games do you think it'll take? Who's gonna win? Seven with who though? All right, bud. Seven, seven for the Yankees. Seven for the Yankees or the Dodgers. Steve Kent. Yeah. Right. Yes. Okay, Mike. Mike, are you there? He left. Alan. You okay now? Alan, what do you got? Yes. Okay. All right. Greg. All right. All right. Right. Yeah. Player score. Yes. Yeah. Okay, I gotta move on. Yes. Okay. Okay, Dana. Can't be four because the Dodgers won last night, so it can't be four. Okay, it's a gutsy call, but not bad. Alex. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Yes. No. Yeah. Right. Okay. Mike, are you there now? All right, we'll go to you in Virginia. What do you say? Virginia, are you there? All right, I'll move on. Hmm, I think it is. All right. So, all right, do you have any opinions? All right. So I'll move on. I'll move on. Yeah, I'll move on. So anyway, all right. So Carlos Rodon will start game two, and Clark Schmidt will start game three for the Yankees on Monday. Rodon started games one and five in the ALCS against the Gargoyles, the Guardians. He's 1-1 with a 4.40 ERA in 14 plus innings this month. He gave up 3 runs in 10 and a half innings against the Guardians in the regular season. Rodon was much better at home than on the road. His ERA at home was a 3.11. But away from that, it jumped to 4.69 away from Yankee Stadium. Big difference there, guys. I guess sometimes home field advantage does work with the pitcher. I don't really believe in that stuff, but in this case, I guess pitchers might be home field here. Schmidt will pitch in Game 3 for the third time this postseason after having pitched 4.5 innings in both Game 3 against the Royals and the Guardians. He had given up 4 runs on 9 hits and 3 walks and 9 strikeouts. The Dodgers went with Jack Flaherty last night in Game 1. We'll go with Yamamoto in Game 2. As I wrote this, they did not have a starter yet for Game 3. I think that might have changed by now. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the MLB site here and see if they do have something yet for Game 3. So just excuse me for a minute, folks. Because I think by now, don't spoil it. I gotta find this out for myself. Wait a minute. Okay, for Monday the 28th, and that will be actually, according to me, it said undeclared. Okay, Steve, if you think you know, go ahead, because for me it says undeclared here. So go ahead. Yeah, for the Yankees. What about the Dodgers? I knew about Schmidt. Walker Buehler. Okay, it's not up on the ESPN site yet, but I'll take your word for it though. I wonder when it's not up yet though. Huh. Oh, I went to ESPN.com. No wonder. They're always the last to know. All right, but thanks for the update. Yeah, I always look to ESPN for the sites like that, but I guess they weren't available. Yeah, and if you're wondering, is Shohei Ohtani going to pitch in the World Series? The answer to that, a great big no. Speaking of World Series Media Day yesterday, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts said, "What are you nuts? He's not going to pitch in the World Series." It's not the first time that Roberts shut down the possibility of Ohtani pitching in the postseason. Ohtani was only expected to be a hitter this season after going surgery to repair his UCL. As the season moved along, although he appeared to make enough progress, it was still considered a question. Ohtani was throwing from 60 feet back in May and pitched off the mound in August. Roberts threw gasoline on speculation last month and said, where he said it would not completely shut the door down the idea. Ohtani pitching the postseason with the amount of injuries to the Dodgers rotation seemed like a good idea. Yeah, on paper, yes. There is some haze on Ohtani's timetable because he underwent internal brace surgery rather than going through the traditional Tommy John surgery. The procedure had some interesting recovery times in the NFL, such as Rams running back Cam Akers, who returned just after 5 months after he tore his Achilles tendon. That's a fast healer for that kind of injury, folks. So, but that's a rare case. A second Tommy John surgery would have required a year of recovery time. Ohtani's teammate Walker Buehler will be pitching the World Series after sitting out nearly 2 years from June of 2022 to May of this year. After a second Tommy John surgery, after surgery, but the brace might have shortened the timeline for Ohtani. However, his surgeon, Dr. Neil Azarate, said it's not a good idea to return in the postseason from elbow or shoulder surgery. There are no minor league games. I agree with that though, because there are no more minor league games. No, there was not. That's a smart move though, because there are no minor league games to get rehab starts this time of year. So that's a good move right there. So the first completion would be in postseason high stress conditions. Not a good idea for the Dodgers or Ohtani. And I happen to believe that. You don't want to rush him in after like that, and you have no time to warm up or anything. So yeah, that is a smart move that he is not coming to be in the World Series. I think the Dodgers would have liked that for it to happen because he is a solid pitcher and a solid hitter. But under the circumstances, I would say no. Yeah. Imagine though what it would have been like if he, yeah, right. And my significant other is here. Okay, Diane's here. But I wonder what it would have been like if Ohtani was in the game last night, and what the result would have been like. That's what I was thinking. On second thought, never mind. All right, so last week we did the American League Cy Young nomination, so this week we're going to do the National League. All right, so you guys are ready? Can I get a big yes here, folks? Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Like a little enthusiasm. All right. For the National League, start with the pitchers. We have Chris Sale of the Century from the Braves, Luis Serviano of the Mets, and Zach Wheeler of the Phillies. All right. Steve Davidson, who do you like for pitcher for the award here? For Gold Glove. Wheeler. Okay, Wheeler. Steve Kent. Steve Kent, are you there? No, it's Gold Glove. All right. Mike, are you there? Okay. Oh, I figured you'd say that. Alan? Okay, she's gonna. All right. Oh, he left. Alan, who do you got for pitcher for Gold Glove? I'll get back to you. Dana Wheeler. Okay. Alex? All right. The person from Strong Virginia. Who do you have? The other person, Dana. From Sterling, Virginia. I think it's a prank caller. Diane, who do you got? Chris Sale. All right. Let's see, it's a tough one, but you know what? I think I'm gonna go with Wheeler myself. I think I'll go with that. All right. So moving on to the next one. For catcher, we have Patrick Bailey of the Giants, Gabriel Moreno of the D-backs, and Will Smith of the Dodgers. Okay. C. Davidson, who do you got here? And not that Will Smith of Fresh Prince. Let's keep that in mind, folks. All right. You can Bailey for the Giants, Moreno for the D-backs, and Smith of the Dodgers. I thought okay. So far, we got two. All right, Mike, who do you got? Alan. His line's still there, but he's not there. Okay. Dana. Okay. Alex. Okay, and Diane. All right. Okay, you're gonna go Will Smith. I think I'm gonna go Moreno. Yeah, I'm gonna go Moreno. No, I'm gonna go with Smith too. I think you're right. I think you got something there. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Smith. All right, for first base, we got Bryce Harper of the Phillies, Matt Olson of the Braves, and Christian Walker of the D-backs. D. Davidson, who do you got? All right, Steve Kent. All right, Mike, Allen. I wonder where he went. All right, Dana. Okay, interesting choice. Alex, Diane. I'm gonna go Harper too. Good choice. All right, moving along. Why would you take Christian Walker? Second base, Ketel Marte of the D-backs, Bryson Stott of the Phillies, Bryce Turang of the Brewers. Steve Davidson, Steve Kent, Mike. All right. Dana, It's not an easy decision, folks. So I get why I get the hesitation. I understand. Alex, Diane, Marte. So am I. Marte. Yeah, I've got Marte as well. See why I did broke this up last week, guys? Because if I did the whole list last week, it would take about an hour and a half to do. So I didn't want to do that. So now you see why I broke it up. Smart one. Fine. Okay. Moving to where am I going now? Third base. Nolan Arenado of the Cardinals, Matt Chapman of the Giants, Ryan McMahon of the Rockies, Steve Davidson. McMahon. McMahon of the Rockies. You're going to go McMahon? All right, Steve Kent. All right, Mike. All right, Dana. Alex. Mm, all right, and Diane. Uh, I'm gonna go with Chapman. All right, moving along. Shortstop. Dansby Swanson of the Cubs. Ezekiel Tovar of the Rockies, Mason Wynn with two ends with the Cardinals. Steve Davidson. You're going with what? Win. Okay, be a win for the Cardinals then. Okay, Steve Kent. Okay, okay. Mike, Dana, Diane. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. I gotta go with Swanson. Yeah, I think it's a three P here. Sorry for the majority, guys, but I gotta go what I feel. Sorry. Right. Oh, there you are. Now I know what happened to you. Okay. Left field. Gurrell Jr. of the D backs, Ian Happ of the Cubs, Brandon Marsh of the Phillies. Steve Davidson, go. All right. Steve Kent. All right. Mike. I figured you would. Remember, guys, I know Mike, so I know what he looks. I know what he looks. Alan. Dana. Alex. The two main. Well, there's three options. I said Gurrell. Right. Yeah, we said Gurrell. We said Happ and Marsh. All right. Uh, Diane. I'm gonna go Marsh too. Cubs didn't strike me as anything good, anything special this year. They really did. Center fielder Brenton Doyle of the Rockies, Blake Perkins of the Brewers, Jacob Young of the Nationals. Steve Davidson. I think I know what you're going to say, but go ahead. Of course. All right, Steve Kent. All right, Mike. All right, Dana. Say the name. Okay, okay. I got the name though. Okay, all right. Uh, Diane. Don't worry, Alex. Didn't forget you. Go ahead. You're gonna go with Doyle. Uh, yeah, I've got. All right, I'm gonna go with Doyle. Even though the Rockies didn't do much this year, then again, they never do. Yuck. Right field. Sal Frelick of the Brewers, Jake McCarthy of the D-backs, and Mike Yastrzemski of the Giants. Uh-huh. Yes. Steve Davidson, who do you got? D-backs, okay. Steve Kent. Steve Kent. Frelick, okay. Mike, you mean Yaz, okay. Dana. Mike said Yaz. His grandfather was a legend. His grandfather was Carl Yastrzemski. Uh, Alex? Yeah. And Diane. Yeah, his grandfather, Carl Yastrzemski. Frelick, Frelick and McCarthy. I think I'd go with Frelick too. Diane, who are you gonna go with? Okay. Well, all I can say for you is stay fair, stay fair, stay. Oh boy. Yeah, put some body English on that ball, and the ball is out of here. 1975 Red Sox. Utility player, not known for very much, but we'll give it a try here. Brendan Donovan of the Cardinals, Kike Hernandez of the Dodgers, and Jared Trullo of the Pirates. Steve Davidson, who do you got? You gonna go with who? All right, Steve Kent. Yeah, Steve Kent. Kike. Yeah, yeah. Mike. Okay. Dana. Cirillo. Okay. Alex. Right. Diane. All right. I'm gonna go with Kike Hernandez. And that's it. Okay. That's it for the awards here. There will be announced after the World Series, of course. Don't say any more yet. All right, Steve. Do you have anything in the UFC WWE department? Speak up. Better. Yeah. All right. Anything else? All right. Diane, your trivia. Yeah, but while you're still here, so you can do you. Oh, you don't have it with you. Oh, I get it. All right, guys. So, I'm going to turn to some better news now. Hint, hint. As the WNBA season concludes Sunday night, and after 27 years of begging and pleading and failing 6 times, the New York Liberty became the WNBA champions. Thank goodness. Ugh, you know how I've been waiting for that. So, anyway, it wasn't easy at all. The Liberty had a rough time in the first half. Trailblazers was 12 points and was only shooting a miserable 28.6% from the floor. Yet somehow Liberty came back to beat the Minnesota Lynx in overtime, 67-62, as it was probably a missing link. Oh boy, you get the idea, fellas. All right. John Paul Jones scored 17 points, and Brianna Stewart had 13 points and 15 rebounds. Jones, I think, was MVP as well. With the Lynx up 60-58 with 6.3 seconds left in regulation, the Liberty inbounded the ball to Stewart, who got off an awkward shot attempt, looked like a surefire miss until a whistle blew, and the Lynx, Aliyah Smith, was called for a foul, putting Stewart back at the line with 38.2 seconds to go. Stewart missed both. However, she made both to tie the game with 5.2 seconds left. The Lynx used their reset timeout to advance the ball, but missed a three-pointer by Kayla McBride. Too bad. Was off, and the game was sent to overtime. New York rookie Leonie Fibish drained a three-pointer on the Liberty's first possession from the Lynx, went 0 for 6 from the field in overtime, and threw away the ball 5 times. Oh boy, you're not going to win a game that way, folks. Five-ish finished the game with 13 points and 7 rebounds. The 2024 title gave the Liberty some redemption after losing the last year's final against the Aces on their home court, which was embarrassing. The Aces forced the Game 5 after winning Game 4 in a pair of free throws with only 2 seconds left, and forced the Game 5 to be played in Brooklyn, which never should have happened in the first place. The Liberty's shooting was way off in the first quarter as the Lynx were up by as many as 9 and stunned the home crowd and even me. The Lynx were up 34-27 at the half, but Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu shot only 2 for 17 from the field in the first 20 minutes. Sabrina was on a horrible 1 for 19 from the floor, but hit a huge three with 3:09 left in regulation to push the Liberty's lead to 2 possessions. She finished with 8 assists and 7 rebounds. But things started turning around in the third quarter from the Liberty when Naira Salabi entered the game. The Liberty got a huge lift from Salby, Sabrina's college teammate, as she scored 9 points in 10 minutes. That gave Liberty its first lead, with over 3 minutes left in the third. Salby also had a key steal, and a layup in overtime to give the Liberty a 65-60 lead. She finished with 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 14 minutes off the bench. Napshia Collier was the leading scorer for the Lynx with 22 points with 7 rebounds, while McBride finished with 21 points. But finally, the Liberty got the title. Did anybody see that game? Actually, I know I did. I was ready. What a game! What a game! Finally, they got it. Any thoughts on the game, guys? If you saw it, any thing you want to bring up on it? Good. Yeah, of course. I was back and forth between the football game and, of course, that. So but yeah, I was ready to see this game and finally get a title. And what a moment it was. Yeah. Anyone else? Hmm. Yeah. Okay, we'll do your trivia now. Go ahead. Speak up. Okay, Dan, go. All right. I'm going Messi. I can go Messi. Right. The number 3. Where have I heard that name before? Hmm. Oh yeah, I think I remember. Okay. I think I see a trick question here. I think I see a trick question here. I think it's both. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. Mhm. I knew it was a trick question here. Yeah. Okay. Now they're defunct. Now it's another MLS league, which has lasted a lot longer. Okay, Diane, go on. Ronaldo, Ronaldo, Pele, Messi, Messi. Mhm. It's gotta be Messi then. Um, those are like the awards for like soccer player of the I think like soccer player of the year. Okay. All right, so we gotta move on. All right, so actually, the parade was held on Thursday for the Canyon of Heroes as the New York Liberty won the championship. Jonquil Jones was named MVP. She averaged 17.8 points per game, 7.6 rebounds, and shot 56% from the floor. The celebration began at 10 a.m. at Battery Park, then continued up town Broadway through the Canyon of Heroes. After a 2-hour rush ride, the first ticker tape parade in New York for a women's pro team came to a stop in Manhattan at City Hall, where the players were presented with the players and the championship trophy took stage. Part two of the celebration took place at the Barclays Center that night and in front of a great crowd. Now for the bad news. The WNBA is opting out of the league's current CBA. The Women's National Basketball Association voted to opt out of the current CBA with the league last Monday. The announcement came one day after Liberty won their first title, but this was actually expected. This was not a surprise by any means at all. This the opting out, that is. The league and the players union had until November 1st to opt out their current deal ahead of the 2020 season that is set to expire in 2027. Now, let's get one thing straight, guys. This announcement does not automatically mean a lockout. However, as the current CBA will still be in effect for 2 years. The two sides still have a year to reach an agreement without a work stoppage that could start after the 2025 season. So, I mean, that's kind of a bad omen too. I mean, the Liberty just won the championship, and now all of a sudden, you decide to opt out of the contract of the deal that's supposed to last another 2 years. Does this leave a black hole, a black eye for the WNBA? Steve Kemp, you're still there. Your thoughts? Yeah, yeah, Well, when you think of it, Steve, though, I mean, look at last year. I mean, the league has really, flourished in the past years alone. And you have the arrival of King and Clark. I mean, everything was up. Television ratings were up, attendance was up. But the league is up an all-time high. And all of a sudden, you decide to opt out. That's kind of an insult. Yeah, I know. Yeah, sure. Yeah, yes. Jealousy. Of course. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, probably. Not surprised at all. Yeah. Right. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Greg, who do you have for the I'll get back to the other stuff in a minute, but I wanna get Greg's sense. Who do you Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Mhm, I remember that. Right. Reggie. Reggie. Okay. Okay. Right. Yes. Okay, so right. Okay, so let me get started with our college and pro football predictions here. Oh, by the way, is any thoughts on week 7 of the NFL before we move on? Nothing. Mhm. Unfortunately for my Jets, yeah, right. Well, for my Jets, unfortunately, yeah, yeah. For my Jets, though, yeah. Well, my teams didn't do so well. Thankfully, the Cowboys had the week off, but the Jets, same result, even with a different coach. Ugh, just horrible. Giants are no better. They looked horrible. All right, so now we'll move on to the college and pro football. All right, we'll start out with Friday night as Boise State will take on San Diego State. Steve Davidson, who do you got? Steve Kent. All right, Mike, Dana, Diane. I'm on Boise State too. Tennessee, Kentucky. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Mike, Dana, Alex, and Diane. I'm going Tennessee as well. Clemson over versus Louisville. Steve Davidson. All right, Steve Kent. Mike, Dana, Diane, Alex. Clemson it is. Indiana versus Michigan State. Steve Davidson. All right, Steve Kent. All right, 13th ranking now. All right, Mike. All right, Dana, Diane, Alex. Okay, so am I. Texas A&M, South Carolina. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Right. Mike, Dana, Diane, Alex. Texas A&M it is. The Aggies. Ole Miss, Arkansas. Steve Davidson. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. All right. Mike, Dana, Diane, Alex. Okay. Ole Miss it is. Pittsburgh versus SMU. This should be a good matchup. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. All right. Mike. We said Pitt. All right. Dana. All right. Alex. And Diane. I'll go with I'll go with SMU. I'll go Pittsburgh. You're right. Okay. Illinois, Minnesota. Steve Davidson. All right. Steve Kent. Mike. Dana. Diane. Alex. Illinois is Vanderbilt in the top 25. Get that, folks. Vanderbilt versus Auburn. Steve Davidson. Okay, Steve Kent. Steve Kent. SMU. Sorry, Auburn. Auburn. Mike. Okay. Dana. Diane. Alex. Okay, so am I. Okay. Game of the week, guys, right here. Penn State, Ohio State. Think about this one carefully. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Ah, okay. Mike. Dana. Diane. Alex. I'm taking Penn State at home. Okay. Okay. I'm taking Penn State at home. Okay. Army versus Air Force. Steve Davidson. Um, Steve Kent. Mike. Dana. Diane. Alex. Army it is. And right now, Oregon is just killing Illinois right now. Yuck. What a mess. All right. Well, this used to be, I think, a good game, but now it isn't. Oregon versus Michigan. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Yeah. Okay. Dana. Oregon, Michigan. What a shame. Mike. Alex. Diane. Oregon it is. Okay, in the Florida Georgia line bowl. Let's see here. Steve, who do you got? Steve Davidson is. All right, Steve Kent. Georgia. Mike. All right. Wow. Dana. Alex. And Diane. I'm going Georgia. Diane, I always against that Florida Georgia line stuff. So just bear with me. I'm not going into song right now. Thank you. All right. Iowa State. Yes. Iowa State, Texas Tech. Steve Kent. Sorry, Steve Davidson. Sorry. Okay, now Steve Kent. Mike. Dana. Diane. Alex. Okay, unanimous it is. All right. Kansas State versus Houston. Steelers. All right. Steve Kent. Mike. Dana. Alex. Not sure. Diane. Alex, who do you got? Okay, I didn't hear you, but thanks. Navy versus interesting thing. This is the first time since 1960 that Army and Navy are both ranked in the top 25. Now, this should make the Army Navy game this year a lot more interesting. All right, so it's Navy versus Rice. Steve Davidson, of course. Steve Kent. All right, Mike. Dana. Yeah, Diane. Ooh, I don't think we should have done that, but okay. Alex. I think you said Navy. I'll go Navy as well. I don't think we should have done that. Okay. I think that's the last. That's hot. It's the last. That's hot 25. Oh, a lot of buys, I guess, next week, and they're ending early too. The last game was at 8 o'clock. Also, could be Game 7 of the World Series. Maybe. All right, so NFL time. All right, I took. Uh, surprisingly, I took Minnesota, and the Rams beat them at 30-20. Is there anybody else that took the Minnesota besides me? Okay, we all bombed out then. All right. Okay. Okay, we all lost there. Okay. All right. Starting tomorrow. 1 o'clock games. Eagles versus the Bengals. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Mike. Of course. Dana. Alex. Alex. Diane. Eagles it is. Ravens. Ravens. Browns. Steve Kent. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. I thought so. Mike. Dana. Diane. And Alex. I'm going Ravens. Lions. Titans versus Lions. Steve Davidson. I should do that first. All right, Steve Kent. Right. Okay, Mike. Dana. Okay. Alex. Diane. I'll go with Lions too. Cardinals, Dolphins, Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. But that's gonna help him. Okay. Mike. Okay. Dana. Diane. Okay, Diane. Alex. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I'm still gonna go with the Cardinals anyway. Okay. Jets, Patriots. Mike, we'll start that with you. Diane. Steve Davidson. All right. Alex. Dana. Did I get Steve Kent and Steve Davidson? Okay, smart man. Okay, so I'm up. What defense? Yes, exactly. All right, Falcons, Bucks, Steve Davidson. All right, Steve Kent. Falcons. Okay, Mike. Dana, of course. Alex. Diane. Okay, I'm gonna go with Falcons. Packers, Jaguars. Steve Davidson. Yes. Steve Kent. Right. Mike. Dana. Alex. Yeah, Diane. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers too. All right, Colts, Texans. Steve Davidson. You want to hear? Okay, Steve Kent. Mike. You said Colts. All right. Dana. All right. Diane. Alex. I'm going with the Colts. Okay. Saints, Chargers. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Mike. All right. Dana. Diane. Alex. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. All right. Bills, Seahawks. Steve Davidson. All right. Steve Kent. Mike. Dana. Alex. And Diane. I should with you first. I'll go with those two. Panthers, Broncos. Panthers, Broncos. Steve Davidson. Okay, Steve Kent. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yes. All right. Mike, Dana, Diane, and Alex. Same here. Broncos too. Chiefs, Raiders. Steve Davidson. All right. Okay. You can. Okay. Mike, Dana, Diane, and Alex. I'm going Chiefs. Okay. Bears, Commanders, Steve Davidson. Dana, Steve Kent, Mike, Diane, Alex. I'm going with the Commanders. 40 Cowboys, 49ers, Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. All right, good. Mike. Uh-huh. Dana, Diane, Alex. I'm going Cowboys too. And finally, on Monday night, the Giants versus the Steelers. Mike, of course. Diane, Alex, Steve Davidson. Yeah, Steve Kent. And Dana. I'm going to Steelers too. See, I went with the home crowd first, guys, because since they're the fans. So I thought no, the hometown fans first. That's what I did. All right. Okay. So on to football news now. Bad news for Minnesota, guys. The Vikings have whoops. So again, the Vikings have lost left tackle Christian. How was his name? Darius Saw after he sustained a significant injury to his left knee and tore both his MCL and ACL, a double whammy, and is out for the rest of the year. Said by head coach Kevin O'Connell. The injury occurred in the third quarter. Right. I remember. Steve, I gotta move along, Steve. I gotta move along. The injury occurred in the third quarter when Rams safety Jalen McCullough fell on his lower leg and took down Vikings running back Aaron Jones from behind. Darcy's leg bent awkwardly and needed to be helped off the field from trainers. The loss to Darius Saw was a painful one for the Vikings, who started off 5-0 and now lost two straight. The former number one first rounder signed a 4-year, $113 million contract with 77 million guaranteed last offseason and was playing like the top pass rusher, pass blocker the Vikings have been looking for. Said by All Pro Football Focus, they ranked him ninth as 76 tackles, helping Jones and quarterback Sam Darnold have resurging seasons. Yeah, why can't you up for the Jets, Buster? Ugh, tough break. I mean, because I thought Minnesota was going to be hanging right up there with the Chiefs, and now I've lost two straight. You guys remember when I asked you who has the better advantage? Right now, I would say the Chiefs have it now because the Vikings are just falling off the cliff. Mm. All right, guys. Since you guys, yeah, hmm right. All right. Yes, yes, he did. Yes, we will. All right, guys. Since you brought up Tua, I'll do it. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, or as I say, Tag, has cleared concussion protocol and will be playing against the Cardinals tomorrow. Tua was in limited practice on Wednesday, was in full practice on Thursday. That included contact. It was his first practice since he suffered the concussion in week 2. It was his third concussion, though, in the past 2 years. Following his updated status, Tag met with a specialist, namely a neurologist, to get full clearance from concussion protocol and return to action. I don't know, guys. I mean, Miami's doing terrible this year. I mean, is Tua really going to make a big difference in the Dolphins? And do you think now is the right time for him to come back? Because he's suffered 3 concussions the last 2 years. I think one more concussion, he is done for with his career. So, it's Miami got exactly. So, right, and yeah, you do. And is it really going to make a difference how Miami is playing? Because Miami's terrible this year. So I don't even think with Tua present day it's going to make a difference. You would think so, huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, definitely is. Right. They're not. They're not. Okay. All right. Eh, Yeah. I don't think keep playing Huntley. Keep playing Huntley. Yeah, Huntley. No question. Huntley. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, I gotta move on. Right. All right. Moving on. The Saints and running back Alvin Kamara have agreed to terms on a new 2-year deal worth 24.5 million. A source, a person with the knowledge of the deal told USA Sports. The person spoke on condition of anonymity because the deal is not yet official, or at least by the time I wrote this. The contract ties Kamara with the Saints through the 2026 season. The star running back has 438 yards and 6 rushing touchdowns, 34 receptions, 252 receiving yards, and 1 rushing touchdown this season. Kamara is a franchise leader in yards from scrimmage with 10,738 and has 60 yards and has 60 rushing touchdowns, ranked first. His 6,272 career rushing yards is second in team history and is only 233 yards away from becoming the all-time franchise leader. So, although the Saints are doing well, Kamara is putting up some good numbers, and is showing why he's one of the best running backs in the league. I just wish the Saints were doing better. Mm. So not a great time. Yeah, not a great time for the Saints. That's why I haven't been taking that much this year. Yeah. Yes. Hmm. Okay. Okay, you guys. Yeah. Right. Okay. Moving on. All right. Well, I don't suppose anybody's going to attend a World Series game this week, even in New York, right? All right. So fans can look forward. Now this is kind of ridiculous the way I see it. Fans can look to fork over $1,500 to watch the Dodgers face the Yankees, and not even for a good seat. That's the lowest price on TickPix for a standing room only seat for Monday's Game 3 at Yankee Stadium. Okay. As of this past Wednesday, the average release ticket price to attend Game 1, which was last night, was $1,731 on SeatGeek, 1,703, and on TickPix, 1,682 on Vivid Seats. This makes this year's World Series the most expensive on record, that according to TickPix. The cheapest seats for Game 1 on TickPix as of Wednesday was a pair of 6 seats down the left field line for a measly $951. That's more than double the lowest price Game 1 sold for any of the 5 previous World Series, according to a TickPick head of content Kyle Zorn tweeted on Wednesday morning. Boy, it really does get expensive to go to games. Over 1,000, over 1,800 hours almost, to attend the first game. And it doesn't come cheap here from New York either. My goodness. That's sick. All right. Well, yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Bryce Young is back. The Carolina quarterback will be starting in lineup on Sunday when the Panthers take on the Broncos. Andy Dalton, who took over as quarterback since Week 3, injured his thumb in a car accident on Tuesday, said by head coach Dave Cannells. That's true. Nobody was seriously hurt, but he did jam his thumb. Cannells confirmed that everyone in the collision is okay, other than Dalton's thumb. The Panthers announced that Dalton, his wife, kids, and the dog were driving in southeast Charlotte at the time of the accident. It was a scary one for sure, said Counts. Everyone was okay, no serious injury. However, Dalton did injure his thumb and is not going to play this week for obvious reasons. Young's returned to the lamp after being benched. He returns to the lamp after being benched after his 0-2 performance. The Panthers traded up from the Bears to draft Young out of Alabama with the number 1 pick in the 2023 draft that sent 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks and wide receiver DJ Moore to the Bears. Young struggled in his rookie season, completing only 59.8% of his passes, 5.54 yards per attempt, with 11 touchdowns and 10 interceptions in 16 games. The Panthers finished with the league worst 2-15, and the 2024 first-round selection traded to the Bears, acquiring Young to become a first-round pick in the draft to select Caleb Williams out of USC. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do you make about that? No comment. Uh, we have, of course, some sad news. We lost a legend this past week. Something you may remember, and something you might be too remember. How many remember pitcher named Fernando Valenzuela? Okay, I do too. Yep. Well, Mike, you're as old as I am, so yeah. All right. Well, yes. Yes. So he passed. Yes. Right. Well, he, he was. Yes, he was a Dodger. He was a Dodgers ace pitcher. He passed away this week at the age of 63. The cause of death had not been announced, but I believe it is to be cancer. So anyway, Valenzuela was a Spanish language radio broadcaster for the Dodgers, but stepped away to focus on his health, saying he would return in 2025. He thought maybe he'd be better by then. A left-hander from Mexico, his career came by chance way back in 1978. Dodger scout Mike Brito went to Mexico to see a shortstop named Ali Yusakena during a game. Venezuela, not yet known here, came in relief after falling behind in a 3-0 count, throwing 3 straight strikes against Yusakena to strike him out. And Burrito recalled the moment he forgot all about the shortstop. The Dodgers quickly signed Venezuela in 1979 after a short stint in the minor leagues. He made his debut in 1980 in the majors, but it was 1981 that launched him into superstardom. Oh boy, remember that. Fernando Mania, even here. So he was named opening day starter after Jerry Rios, who was scratched from the lineup with an injury. He pitched a complete shutout, struck out 5, and gave up 5 hits in a 2-0 victory. This was a fabulous start for the season, fabulous season for Venezuela, who started the season 8-0, who in his first 8 appearances, all completed games, 5 were shutouts. Venezuela became an overnight star thanks to his dominance, playing in a city with a large Hispanic population. The community rallied and cheered, and fans flocked to Dodger Stadium, and Fernando Mania was born. And that was even during the strike year. He finished 13-7 with a 2.48 ERA last season, and was the first player to win Rookie of the Year and the National League Cy Young Award in the same year. He went on to beat my Yankees in 1981 and crushed the heart of 11-year-old boy from New Jersey, namely yours truly right here. Yes. Nicknamed El Toro, Venezuela became a household name with the Dodgers while he pitched for the team for the next 10 seasons. He made 6 straight All-Star appearances for the Dodgers from 81 to 86, and although he did not match the same numbers in the later half of his career, he had one final signature moment in 1990 pitching against the Cardinals, striking out 7 to earn his first and I believe only no-hitter. So Venezuela finished with a career of 173 and 153 overall with a 3.54 ERA, but finished with the Dodgers with a 141 and 116 record and a 3.41 ERA. Venezuela was honored before the start of last night's World Series game against the Yankees. What a shame. And only 63. I thought he was older than that. But he will be missed. I still like what he did to my Yankees, though, in 81. But, he was a diamond pitcher. I will give credit to where credit is due. But, it's just a sad moment there. Diane, you probably won't remember because that was the year you were born. And unless you were watching it in the crib, but I don't think you, okay, yes. So, but if you would have remembered it, you would have thought he was a great pitcher too, even though he was on the other side. Even though he was on the other side, yeah. And the Chiefs finalized a deal with Detroit Titans for receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins will help to strengthen a receiving corps that lost Rashid Rice and Marquise Brown due to injuries. So just to comp on that. All right. NBA news. Steve, I don't have a lot of time. All right. Pelicans forward Zion Williamson was in last night's lineup in the win over the Blazers after missing the opener. Williamson, who averaged 22.9 points last season, was scratched from Wednesday's opener against the Bulls with an undisclosed illness, which means it could be anything at all. Pretty much. It's huge to get Zion back, said Coach Willie Green before the game. He is excited. Our group is excited to see him out on the floor and get after it. Williamson, not bad. 16 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 blocks, and a partridge in the pantry. He ended up playing 29 minutes in the game. That wouldn't be full throttle, but we'll see how he feels once he gets back on the floor, as he was on a minutes restriction. For those of you who remember, Williamson was selected first out of Duke in 2019 and played 70 games last season. He has missed, though, a total of 207 career games due to various injuries. Speaking of injuries and whatnot, DeJounte Murray only played 1 game with the Pelicans and could be out for a while. The offseason trade acquisition fractured his left hand in the opening victory over the Bulls and will miss 4 to 6 weeks after undergoing surgery. That according to ESPN. I was being sarcastic, folks. The injury occurred in the fourth quarter when the Pelicans were up considerably, 119 to 107. He landed off balance after Bulls guard Zach LaVine intruded on his landing spot that resulted in a hard fall with his hands bracing him. Ugh. Murray drew the foul, but it was obvious that he was in sheer pain. He still shot his free throws and remained in the game until a minute left in the quarter. He posted 14 points on 4 for 15 shooting with 10 assists and 8 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 turnover as the Pelicans went on to win 123 to 111. The Pelicans traded for Murray in June, sending first round picks Larry Nance Jr. and Dyson Daniels to the Hawks. Larry Nance Sr. played for the Hornets, by the way, in exchange for a versatile and talented guard with whom Atlanta never seemed to make it work. Murray seemed to be a decent fit in the backcourt alongside CJ McCollum, but the Pelicans could now have to wait a while before getting a good look at him. Yeah, what a shame. The Hornets will be without guard Brendan Miller for at least a week after he strained his left gluteus maximus. Yeah, after sustaining the injury. Sorry to sound so grotesque, folks. Murray sat the second half in the opening game against the Rockets. The Hornets said before last night's loss to the Hawks that Miller will be evaluated in a week, so he's going to miss the next 3 games. The Hornets were also without center Mark Williams, who had a strained tendon in his left foot against the Hawks. So missing 2 players this early in the season could be a problem. It's a painful reminder of the injury woes that has hurt the team the last 2 seasons, and now their postseason drought is now at 8 seasons. Point guard LaMelo Ball was not played since January. Scored 34 points against the Rockets. Ball only played in 58 out of 164 games in the past 2 seasons due to ankle injuries and whatever else happened. Miller was the number 2 draft pick in 2023, averaging 17.3 points per game, 4.3 assists as a rookie. First year coach Charles Lee said there needs to be a total team effort to fill the void with Miller since he is injured, and he brings on to both sides of the floor. You can tell right away, I think the Stars are going to have a bad season with injuries like this so early, and it's going to take a while for them to get to where they're going to be. I mean, the Hornets, used to be a decent team. Now they're just, ugh. What can I tell you? Any thoughts on how the Hornets will do? Yeah, yes, it's only the Wolves. Brian James is expected to stay with the Lakers through his 5 game road trip. After that, he'll split his time between the Lakers and the G League. The G League standing for gargantuan. Brian played 3 minutes in the opener to give the fans what they wanted to see on the floor with his father LeBron. He was 0-2 from the floor, including 0 for 1 from 3-point range to go with 1 rebound. Like I told you, he's not ready. He's not NBA material, folks. I'm sorry to say that, but he's just not NBA ready. He's got to go to the G League. I've been telling this since he started. The Lakers play the Lakers are in home games this weekend between the Suns and the Kings before the road trip against starting with the Suns. The 5 game road trip ends on November 6th against the Cavaliers. LeBron played 11 seasons. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a real understatement. He- Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh, oh, right. Yeah. That's right. No. Okay, I gotta move along. Okay. So he was selected first overall Old St. Mary out of St. Mary High School in 2023 in Akron, Ohio. 2003, that is. That's LeBron. When he was with the Cavaliers, LeBron won Rookie of the Year and 2 MVP awards at NBA title in the 2015-2016 season. As for Ronnie, he was selected 55th overall in the summer's draft. He signed a 4 year, $7.9 million deal with the Lakers. Yet his agent Rich Paul negotiated a standard deal and not the typical two-way deal under which prospects splitting time between the G League and the NBA typically play. However, it was always understanding that playing in the G League with the South Bay squad would be part of his development. That, according to ESPN. LeBron acknowledged the likelihood while speaking to reporters on Media Day that the Lakers and the South Bay squad are part of the same team. Yeah, more or less. But he's not ready. He is definitely not ready for NBA material. He should never even that. But of course, LeBron with his ego, of course, I talk him into it. And of course, I think he might try it again and say, "No, he's good. Give him time. He'll be fine. He's NBA ready." If LeBron's ain't saying it, that's what he's gonna do. Believe me. All right. Before I do anything else, what was everybody's best and worst moments of October? Steve, Davis, I'll start that with you. Steve Kent. Either one will do fine. Either order. Okay, okay. You have a better moment? I guess not. All right, Mike, what do you got? Yes. Yep. And your worst. Dana. Okay. All right, Diane. And your best moment? All right, I'll give you that. Alex? Yeah. My best, my worst, I think, would be the North Carolina former football player that passed away from cancer just a few weeks ago. Very sad. Very sad. Yes. Nothing worse than a young player losing his life, of course. The Jets bombing out before us in Denver. Oh boy, that was horrible. Best moments: hiring Robert Sala from the Jets. That was a great moment because they don't need him. And of course, WNBA, the Liberty WNBA champions. Thank God. Okay, a quick few hockey notes here, guys. I only got 4.5 minutes. The Rangers and Alexei Lafayette have agreed to a 7-year extension, building on last year's breakthrough season. The top overall pick in 2020 will average just under 7.5 million, according to USA Today. That's up from 2.3 million cap hit last season. Last season, he broke through with 28 goals and 57 points, adding 8 goals and 14 points in the postseason. He is averaging at least 1 point in their first 7 games, and has 4 goals so far this season. Not bad, not bad. Sixers Paul George will miss the upcoming 2-game road series that started last night. The Sixers say George is progressing well. An update on status will be given next week. The Sixers had the Raptors last night and will face the Pacers tomorrow. The Sixers will have 2 days off before hosting the Pistons on Wednesday. They lost their opener to the Bucks. George suffered a hyperextended knee on October 14th and has been sidelined since then. A 14-year pro, George has signed a 4-year, $212 million max deal with the Sixers in July after spending the last 5 seasons with the Clippers. Last season, he averaged 22.6 points per game with 5.2 rebounds and 3.5 assists with 1.5 steals per game. He shot 47% from the floor and 41.3% from the field. Okay, 47.1 if you want exact numbers, of course. The Sixers are also out Joel Embiid as he's nursing a knee injury. Embiid also not playing the season opener. He'll be reevaluated right about now. However, the league is investigating the Sixers on whether if they broke any league rules in regards to Embiid sitting out despite not having a specific injury designation. Ooh, now we're getting really nasty here. Yeah. And well, everybody makes mistakes, even the NBA itself. The league admitted that it was made an error in scoring between the Warriors and Blazers. Um, Therefore, they changed the final score, but it wasn't really mattering because it was 140 to 104. The game was really out of reach. The issue had of a free throw in the third quarter Warriors guard Anthony DeMason was recorded as having both missed both free throws when actually he did make one of two. All right, big deal. And I don't know how you feel about this, but Rangers cult favorite Matt Rempe is being sent down to the minors as he's being sent to the Hartford Wolfpack of the AHL. The young enforcer made his way to the scene late last season and became a fan favorite thanks to his fighting and physical play. But Rempe has only averaged 5.3 minutes of playing time this season in the 17 regular season game playoffs. He was benched for most of it for obvious reasons. While Rempe made the roster out of camp, he was a healthy scratch in 5 of the first 7 games. Now Rempe will have to prove himself by playing in Hartford and attempt to climb his way back to the leagues. I know some people are very happy about that, give or take. I mean, he does have an ego problem. He is kind of the bad boy of the NHL. So you know, draw your own conclusion on that to see if he's worth it, good or bad. So I have to look at it that way. All right, guys, we're just about out of time. I want to thank everyone for coming in this week. Um, we're coming down to the last part of the season, guys. We only got now about 6 shows left before the season ends. Because we don't do shows on Thanksgiving weekend, and we don't do Christmas and New Year's for obvious reasons. Because we want everybody to enjoy it. Plus, everybody's got something to do that weekend. So we only got 6 shows left: 4 in November and 2 in December. So let's finish strong and make it a good one for the end of 2024. So on that note, I bid you all adieu and have a good weekend. We'll be back here next week, same time, same station. On that note, good night. Oh, we have